Hello there everyone, I'm Ninja Niaz and welcome to a sword flow choreography tutorial that is movement art with the sword. In this tutorial we will be going through some basic footwork and sword slashes that would look something like this. Now these 5 moves encompass some of the basic stances and movement that you can put together to create your own sword flow. So let's get into it. Go through each of the steps one by one, but before that, let's get through some warm-up. First, take your left hand and do a circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then squeeze your elbow in, shoulder to chin, squeeze, 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 and then behind the head, pull your shoulder back behind your head, get a stretch on your lats, on the sides of your body. Do the same on the other side, rotate your wrist, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, elbow in, shoulder to chin, shoulder back, pull it down behind your head. Awesome, swing your hands to the front, 3, 4, 5, swing your hands to the back. Awesome. Let's get our hips a little loose as well. If you can't sit on one leg, if you can't get this low, try to get as low as you can. And then other side, 4 and 5. And lastly, let's make sure we have a warm neck as well. Look to the left and right. A couple more times. Tilt to the right and left. Front half circle. Back half circle. Look to your left, look to your right. Very important. And you can pause this video and warm up by yourself for a few minutes before we get into it, because most injuries happen before warm up. Even though this is a simple routine, I am a strong advocate of doing warm up before movement so you do not get injured. 90% of my injuries have been through not warming up properly, so it's very important that you do. Moving on. All right, so this is the neutral stance that we start with. If you have any prior martial arts experience, you will know that this is the forward stance. From the side, you have your right leg forward, right knee bent, left leg straight, your hips and shoulders pointing forward, chest up, shoulder above your hips. I know those were a lot of things to keep in mind, but once you hit the right position, just focus on that feeling that you have of being completely balanced and having 50-50 weight on both your feet, and you'll feel a stretch on your left hamstring, actually left calf. That means that you are in the right position. The sword should be in the center, like this. And yeah, that's your neutral stance. All right, cool. If you have that, let's go from there to making the first move. The first move looks something like this. 1. See that? Your sword goes over your right shoulder, behind your head. See how my elbows are pointed up? Make sure your elbows are pulled back and your back is straight. Don't arch too much, it messes up the posture. So make sure your elbows are pointing up, swords pointing down like so. And then bring it over your left shoulder, take a step, and from your left shoulder down to your right hip. Slash. And you end up here. Okay, if you'd like to follow along, I'm going to do the same thing but facing away. So right leg, right hand forward. This is called the forward stance, neutral stance for this move set. And then we get right shoulder behind the head, bring the step in, left shoulder and out, and end at your right hip. Notice how the sword isn't pointing away. It has to be pointing straight like this, because that's from where you can go on to the next move. If you have it here, it doesn't work well with the aerodynamics. Let's just put it at that, okay? Or else I'll get into a whole lecture of martial arts footwork that we don't need for this one. Check out my other videos. Maybe I have more rambling on in those. Cool. Next, let's focus on our feet. We actually want to end up in what we call a side stance. That is this, all right? So a side stance, let's just focus on this part. One more time from the back, where you have your heels in one line. As you can see, your right foot pointing perpendicular to your other foot, and then this foot pointing this way. 70% of your weight on your right leg and 30 on your left. Still shoulder over your hips, and that's where you want to end up, like this, right? So let's try that again. So from here, left shoulder, right shoulder, and here. See how we've got to that? Now again, from here, 3, 2, 1, and bam! You can pause the video at any point and just check out my stance, and if you're matching it. Focusing on the feet, and then the knees, hips, shoulders, and notice how my body is also facing sideways. If this is forward, where you're supposed to go, my body's sideways to that. Great. So we have the first step. Now let's move on to the second one. So from here, we have 1 and 2. Now this is an uppercut. So we have it here. We're in the side stance. Next we go into the horse stance. Palm. From here, neutral, 1, and now bring the sword back here so that we can do a half crescent shape from the bottom all the way up, and we end up here. Boom. Notice how my feet are different now. This is a horse stance where we have both the knees pointing perpendicular to our direction of travel. Our knees are bent halfway, shoulders still on top of hips, and toes also pointed perpendicular. And what we've done is we've done a crescent with the sword, an uppercut, if you must say, and then up here. Notice how both my elbows are pointed down. My right hand is holding it the same, but my left hand is out here. And then the tip of the sword, as you'll see, I'm looking past the tip of the sword, so it's in between my eyes. Not up, not down. You should be able to look past the tip of your sword when you're looking forward. All right, let's look at it this way from here again. Cool. Then we have the third step. That is from here, we go 1, 2, and then 3. Now this here is the tiger stance, where you have your feet are actually quite close together, as you can see here, as if you're walking, right, you stop and then point. So that's how far apart you need your feet to be, facing forward. Your left foot is 45 degrees facing away from your direction of travel. Your right foot is facing forward. You are on your tippy toes. Your heel is off the ground, and both your knees are bent. See that? And then we have this. Notice how my elbows bent, holding the sword sideways. You have your left hand tucked in and your fingers right in between, in front of your chest, like that. So that's the tiger stance. Let's get back into that from the top. Let's go. We go, okay, you know what? Follow me. Let's go from the top and get up to 3. Are you ready? Let's go. Neutral stance to my count. 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3. Did you get that? Okay. Watch me do it again, this time, facing you, and see if you missed something. Neutral stance, to my count, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3. All right, notice the step. My hips are facing forward, shoulders facing forward. In fact, hips are slightly tilted to the right because, well, if you have your knee up like this, you can't really keep your hips forward and be balanced. It's slightly off to the side, right? That's the difference. See that? Cool. Awesome. If you've come this far, great. We have 2 more steps to go, so you're more than halfway through. Next one is from here we go palm. So you hit someone with the hilt. We are back into our forward stance in this one. Okay? So from here, it helps if you pull the sword back. So this is what the hands are doing. From here we go left hand forward, right hand back, and then if you didn't have the sword, it'd be like a punch like that. So, bam, hitting someone with the hilt. And then what you're doing with your feet is as you bring the sword forward, you take that step, and as you step, you hit at the same time. See that? One more time. Okay. From the side, this is how it would look. My left hand pulls back from here to my hip. See that? And this sword hand goes back and out. And you know the neutral stance that we just talked about? So we get back onto the neutral stance here, just with our left leg forward. Cool. Let's try to do that from here to my count. Follow along. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 4. See that? Bam, bam. From the side. Bam, bam. Nice. Great. Doing great so far. Let's add the 5th step and then put it all together. The 5th step is actually a stance. Boom. It really helps if you get into this while taking a deep breath. And when you're in the position, you hold your breath. It's for a second, but that really helps you stay still in it. You are pushing your right knee in for your leg to be straight. See that? You are pointing your left toes down and you're raising your knee up as high as you can. See that? That's what your feet are doing. So you were here. Let's just focus on the feet for this one. You were here and you slide your foot back, and when it gets close, you point it up. One more time. Nice, we got it. Now the hands, we go from here to this. So I'm just focusing on the hands now. From here, you pull the hilt back and point the hilt has to go up and goes above your head. Again, you're looking through the tip of your sword and it's curved, see that? And your left hand is bent and is in line with the tip of the sword, and you have it like this. See that? And now let's add the feet in. That's the pose. Let's go. From the other side. And from the back. Awesome. Now let's put all of them together. I'll do it once facing you, and then I'll do it facing away where you can follow along. And that will be the tutorial. All right, neutral stance. To my count, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You know what? Wouldn't it be cooler if you actually made the sounds that go with these? When you attack, it's important to have your core engaged, and that's why we have the sound here, right? It harnesses strength and power, and it will make you feel like a warrior. So we will do the choreography together, but at each step, except the fifth one, because the fifth one and the third one are more defensive moves. The others are strikes. So I'll do it one more time with the sound, and then you have to follow along with me. All right, let's go. Neutral stance, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, ha! 2, ha! 3, 4, ha! And 5. Very good. Excellent work. Now follow along with me and make sure you do the scream, because you are a warrior and we got this. Ready? Neutral stance. To my count, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, ha! 2, ha! 3, and 4, ha! 5. Excellent work. For your convenience, I'm going to do it one more time with the side-on view, so you can see if you've missed anything with the nuances of the movement. Again, neutral stance, and we go. 1, ha! 2, ha! 3, 4, ha! And 5. Other way. Neutral stance. And 5, 6, 7, 8, and we go. 1, ha! 2, ha! 3, 4, ha! And 5. Excellent work. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Check out my videos. I have plenty more, and feel free to message me if you'd like to learn more. These are my design of fire swords. I mainly do fire. So if you'd like these, you can also check out my website. Hope you enjoyed this, because it was fun for me. See you in the next one. Let's go!